I'm Joseph Chandi, architect. I've been practicing for 25 years. My office is Urban and Regional Planning Design Services. In short, we call it URP family. 10 years back that we did this house, probably halfway through my career.
എൻ്റെ പേര് റെജി ചെറിയനാണ്. I work for Google Cloud and I operate largely out of Bangalore. Me and my family keep coming down to Kerala and we wanted to have a home here and angane we came upon Ansal city.
This whole development is actually called Ansal city, and the Ansal developers have done this. It's located in Kureekad. It's close to Tripunithura and around 5 kilometers from Vaitla, and it's on the way to Kottayam. So it's a well located development as such. Challenge when we came here probably was for the building not to stand out too much. At the same time, accommodate all the conveniences that modern living requires. The client, as a family, they've traveled a lot and they've seen a lot of spaces all around the world. So that was another challenge that we had, where we needed to make it very rooted to the context and the culture that we are used to. At the same time, conveniences that we experience all around the world.
ഇതിന് ഞാൻ ഈ പ്ലോട്ട് മേടിക്കുമ്പം ഞാൻ ആദ്യം പ്ലോട്ട് കണ്ടില്ലായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ ഞാൻ ഇത് കാണാനായിട്ട് വന്നപ്പോഴത്തേക്കിന് the first thought that came to me was tranquility and silence, and only that of the birds in the wild. So ഞാൻ കുറേ നാൾ ജർമ്മനിയിലുണ്ടായിരുന്ന കാരണം ഒരു വാക്ക് എൻ്റെ മനസ്സിൽ വന്നത് വിൽഡെ റൂഹെ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ സൈലൻസ് ഓഫ് ദ വൈൽഡ്. അതൊരു തീം വെച്ചുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ ചാണ്ടിനോട് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് എനിക്ക് വീട് പണിയുമ്പം ആ ഒരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് ഒരു തീം വെച്ചുകൊണ്ട് മുമ്പോട്ട് പോകാമെന്ന് വെച്ചുകൊണ്ട്, where we using the nature to its fullest element, the openness, light, wind, and it's the silence. Because having lived in the city, this peace and tranquility was the most valuable asset that I saw in this land. അത് വെച്ചുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഈ വീട് പണിതിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ആക്ച്വലി ഒരു വീടല്ല, ഇറ്റ്സ് an emotion of many feelings, ideas, thoughts. ഒത്തിരി പേരുടെ ഇമോഷനും തോട്ട്സും ഐഡിയാസും കൂടെ വരുന്ന ഒരു കൾമിനേഷനായിരുന്നു ഇത്. ഇതിൽ എൻ്റെ ഫാമിലിയുടെ ഓരോരുത്തരുടെ ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ആഗ്രഹങ്ങളും ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ആശകളും ഞങ്ങൾ ഇതിൽ ക്യാപ്ചർ ചെയ്യാൻ പിടിച്ചു. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് അബൌട്ട് ബിൽഡിങ് എ concrete structure. It was building a home.
There were 2 trees already, mango trees, that were very large, and we didn't want to disturb that at all. So the landscape that we planned, the placement of the porch, the veranda, and the first floor balconies and terraces, everything was actually, we worked around these 2 trees, where even from within the house and from the outside of the house, you are actually able to see and feel, experience the presence of these large trees. We've used bricks and concealed the pillars and some rainwater pipes, and that same materiality that we are using for the bricks, that we have continued into the living and the dining spaces. There is some sort of connect with the earth always. Even though designing for a very contemporary client, some of our traditional knowledge of Vastu, where the climate is respected and scientifically the southwest winds that are predominant in our area and the eastern light that comes into the kitchen, those certain basic things are being followed, where the master bedroom is always, we place it in the southwest corner, and we have our balconies also on the western side so that the heat is cut into the bedroom, and the northeastern side is where the kitchen is there. So the morning light, eastern light, falls into the kitchen and keeps the kitchen hygienic. And there's also a view that we've provided from the kitchen to the porch. So anybody comes into the house, you're always aware of what's happening around the house. So that's the view you have from your kitchen. As you enter from the main door, that is from the eastern side, there is a continuous flow through the dining across into the patio in the west and into the pond. So any time of the day you open the front door, there's a movement of air that happens. Coming to the living room, in some ways it's a continuation of the outdoors, because we started by explaining about the existence of 2 large trees. As we come inside, the main idea or the concept was to capture those views within the living room. And the best way to do that was scaling up the living room up to the levels of the trees. Large windows were introduced both below the lintel level and above the lintel level. You have views to the outdoors at the eye level, and as you look above, you have large angled windows and the inclined windows that provide views towards the mango trees that are existent outside. So this is, in a way, we were respecting the nature that was outside and making sure that we are always aware of what our surroundings are, even if we are within our indoors. Also, the other interesting factor about increasing the height of the living room was that it helped us connect all the spaces within the house in some way or the other. In the sense, we had a balcony overlooking the living room from the common space in the first floor, and we also had the entertainment room, which had a large window opening into the living room. So in some way or the other, everybody is connected always.
ഈ വീട് എൻ്റെ ഒരു വലിയൊരു ഹൈലൈറ്റ് ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത്, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഫ്രം എനി റൂം we don't miss the nature, we don't miss the beauty around us, and that is the true highlight. And അത് അവരെങ്ങനെ എൻ്റെ ആഗ്രഹം ചെയ്ത് എന്ന് എനിക്ക് വിചാരിക്കാനും കൂടെ പറ്റത്തില്ലായിരുന്നു. ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴത്തേക്കും ഏത് മുറി ചെന്നാലും ആ വെളിച്ചം, the beauty of nature around us is what captures us always.
When you sit down on the chairs, we have created some corner windows to the sky, and which also brings in light. The corner triangular windows that we have placed towards the upper areas of the living room, it actually brings in the eastern light. It's facing the east. So early mornings up to around 10, you have a very healthy light that comes in. On the corners also, this light actually comes into the filters down into the living room. Take the dining room is actually connected to the pantry, which is an open pantry where you have a breakfast counter and you have all the basic appliances that are required for heating and all this stuff. Western side of the dining, we've provided a patio and a large open veranda, which is probably looking into the pond area. So the advantage with that is the western sun, that the angle of the western sun is very low, and probably by giving a roof at the level of 9 feet, you're actually cutting down the heat that comes into the dining space. The client's son is an excellent painter, so we had to find some space for all his paintings. In one of the walls of the dining room where the distribution board for the electricity comes, we have actually covered it up with a large 8 feet by 4 feet painting that was done by the son. As an extension of the dining space, we have created a patio. The floor of the patio actually extends over the water, that is the pond beyond. Client as such, both the husband and the wife, both of them are excellent hosts, and many of the times you have people coming in and spending a lot of time in the patio, mostly in the evenings. So the western wind actually makes that space very comfortable, and you have large seatings provided there, very low scale seatings, which actually always connects you to the water and to the surroundings. Landscape also actually is very low scale, in the sense the leaves are all very narrow, the height is very limited height. That's the way we want to treat it, because entering the house with very large proportions of trees, and as we go along the house and you move into the patio, the scale comes down, and even the landscape actually translates into the feel that you want to, or the mood that you want to create in the patio, which is very homely, very low scale, where the family can just get together. The flooring is textured, digitally printed wooden tiles. Even that actually goes with the total natural feel of the whole space. We have stepping stones that we've provided within the water. Also, it kind of gets you the experience of the water, the feel of the water as you walk across. It's all basically connecting you back to the nature. So that's exactly also what we want to achieve as we go through the design process. So the ground floor has 2 bedrooms. One is guest bedroom and one is the master bedroom. The guest bedroom is a very functional sort of a bedroom. Both bedrooms are spacious because the client traveled a lot, and this is sort of a resting space for them, in the sense they want to come back and relax. Master bedroom in particular, we have actually provided a balcony towards the western side. So during the evenings after 3 o'clock, it's very windy and very airy. So the bedroom has a large window that opens into that balcony, alternated the vertical louvers in such a way that wind always comes in, but the views are restricted. You feel a sort of privacy from the road that is existing on the southern side.
ഞങ്ങൾ വീടിൻ്റെ ഡിസൈനിങ് ഫേസിലിരുന്നപ്പം ചാണ്ടിയോട് ചോദിച്ചു, ഹൗ വുഡ് യു ലൈക്ക് യുവർ മാസ്റ്റർ ബെഡ്റൂം ടു ബി? ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, സ്പേഷ്യസ്, എയറി, and I have one animal creature comfort that I would like. That is to be able to sit in the morning and sip my coffee sitting outside my bedroom and to view the nature around me. So he created this small alcove, sit out in the bedroom with we have full length windows, and അതിൻ്റെ പുറത്ത് we have an alcove where we can sit and have a coffee in the morning, viewing the nature around us. അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഭയങ്കര ഒരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസാണ് to enjoy the early morning sunlight and enjoy the nature and the breeze around us.
ഒരു വീട് ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മളെപ്പോഴും ഡെഡ് സ്പേസസോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സർക്കുലേഷൻ സ്പേസസോ മാക്സിമം കുറയ്ക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത് ഒരു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ് ആണ്. പക്ഷേ എങ്കിലും നമ്മുടെ ആ ഫങ്ഷണൽ ആൻഡ് എസ്തെറ്റിക് ചലഞ്ചസിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ അത് അച്ചീവ് ചെയ്യുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഒരു ക്രിട്ടിക്കൽ ഫാക്ടറാണ്. നോട്ട് ഓൺലി ഇൻ ടേംസ് ഓഫ് ഡിസൈൻ സെൻസിറ്റിവിറ്റി ബട്ട് ഓൾസോ ഇൻ ടേംസ് ഓഫ് യുവർ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി ടു ദി ക്ലയൻറ്റ് ആൻഡ് ഓഫ് നോട്ട് വേസ്റ്റിംഗ് സ്പേസസ്. സോ ഈ വീട്ടിലാണെങ്കിലും നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റെയർ കേസിൻ്റെ അടിയിലുള്ള സ്പേസസ് വി ഹവ് ആക്ച്വലി കൺവേർട്ടഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഇൻ ടു a space for playing curios, incorporated the hand wash areas for the dining under the stair, and designed actually partitions with steel metal rods that doesn't actually reveal the wash basin as such. So the underside of the stair is basically treated like that. We've designed it in such a way that there is some sort of a separation, but also it's very easily accessible. Also, as you go up the stair, even the detail that we've done for the partition of having steel flats, we've continued with the same color scheme for the stair handrails also, where we've got matte finish steel rods that provide the handrails, and it's actually mounted on textured veneer, so wooden veneer. So the technical or the industrial look of steel and the natural look of the wood, this is what we've tried to combine. Handrail is also provided in wood. Also, the northwestern side, we've given those large windows which actually provide light for the stair as you go up, and even on the northeastern side we've given a window. So as you walk along the stair, different facets of the landscape reveal itself, and lighting is also coming in from different angles. Provided a entertainment room which is overlooking the living room on the ground floor. Same way as we said, we are connecting these spaces. That space that overlooks the living room, we have given a large window which is double glazed window, soundproof. So you have a visual connection, but the sound really doesn't come in. Also, we have given wooden louvers for that window, so that when you look up from the living room, there's some sort of that same language of wood textures and natural textures are again continued in the large windows that we have provided for the entertainment room. Also, we have provided inclined lighting. It's not a direct lighting, it's reflected lighting from the ceiling that's coming down. So it creates some sort of a very relaxed mood within the entertainment space.
Our children are very artistic and are music lovers. So one condition എൻ്റെ മോൻ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞത്, he wants his man's den. മോൾ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു she wants a room for music and have enjoyable family experience. So ഇത് ഞാൻ സംസാരിച്ചപ്പം പറഞ്ഞു, why don't you think of a floating entertainment room concept? So above the living room we have a full-sized entertainment room, and that is, it almost appears as though it's a floating room, and it is soundproofed. It's got nice elements on the roof, and highlight is one of Chandi's team is a brilliant artist, and he drew charcoal-based drawings for us of Hollywood, Bollywood, Mollywood, and it is beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. When it comes to my son's man's den on the attic, it's a private, quiet space because he's an artist, and gives him all the ambience for creativity, and his paintings flood our house at this moment.
Daughter's bedroom, which is again on the southwest corner, and it's above the master bedroom. The daughter's room has a balcony that is in the western side. The same detail of the seating space that we've provided in the master bedroom balcony, continued it on the first floor also. The evening is very comfortable sitting in that balcony, where provided the vertical lower system. As we reach the first floor living area, we've actually provided a very cantilevered sort of a stair, which is very informal, which leads up to the attic space. which probably is the workshop for client's son who actually paints a lot. He goes and sits there when he wants to have some me time, where we've given some reading spaces, and that actually from the attic space you can step out into garden space, which is a semi-open roof area where you have the opportunity to create a large garden there, and where we've actually provided all these solar panels, because the house is completely run on-grid solar panels. Some way or other we are also being very conscious as far as the energy usage is concerned. As you move vertically from the ground floor to the first floor and to the attic, at every level you have different views of the mango trees and the landscape in general that reveals itself, which is very interesting, because at the ground floor level, and when you sit in the living room, at the eye level you have the large stem of the mango tree, and when you look above you have the foliage. When you go towards the first floor and look out of the balcony from the first floor, you have a mid-range of the tree visible to you. And as you go to the attic, you actually are sitting amongst the foliage. Thinking of the challenge as a problem, if you think of it as an opportunity to develop design, I think it always comes up with things that we probably don't expect ourselves, but it all falls in place, and that's very evident in this design that we have done. See, now what you see is a completed project, but there's a lot of hard work behind this project and a huge team that works behind this. So it's always not the designer that alone achieves it. It's a whole team behind it. Throughout my practice, I've believed in that. The client, the contractor, the vendors, the architect, all of them have to have some sort of understanding, and it has to be a very, very closely knit team that comes up with this. The contractor is Mr. Anthony, and his construction firm is called Anmia Constructions, and he had a very strong team behind him. We have been working with him for around 15 years, so kind of he knows what is the quality we expect out of him and what is our design values. He very clearly understands that. So we always make sure that the client, the architect and the contractor, we sit together, we discuss the different aspects of the design, and we craft the spaces together as a team. Throughout these years of experience, I've actually gathered a team around me who can actually create our ideas, and then convert it into visions.